Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Anisha and today I will discuss about the two component phase diagram, and here I am taking the two component as the phenol and water. So I am taking two liquid, that is one is phenol and one other is water, and I will discuss in detail what is the phase diagram of the phenol water system. Now for the one component system, you know that for the one component system the phase diagram is actually the pressure temperature diagram, but for two component system the phase diagram somewhat different from the pressure temperature diagram, somewhat different from the one component system diagram. So for the two component system diagram, the y-axis is the temperature axis and the x-axis is the composition axis. As I am taking here phenol water system, so in the x-axis, that is I am taking the weight percent of the phenol, and here variable are the temperature and the composition of the component present in the system. So here the pressure is fixed, so variable is only T, and composition you can say that as X. Now for the liquid mixture, if I am taking the oil and water system, these two are the liquid, oil and water both are the liquid, but when we mix oil and water they don't mix together, they form the heterogeneous solution. You can distinguish between them what portion is the oil portion and what portion is the water portion. But some liquid may form the homogeneous solution also, but up to a certain composition, or and it is also dependent on the temperature of the system also. And phenol water is an example of that type of solution. When they are mixed together they can form the homogeneous solution and as well as the heterogeneous solution, and these type of homogeneous and heterogeneous phase, these two type of phase completely dependent upon the temperature and composition of the system. Diagram as that is A, B and C. Now this AB line is actually, this portion is the water rich portion, as here the phenol composition is 0, phenol percent is 0. So this portion is the left part of this phase diagram is the water rich system, and this part is the phenol rich system, you can say that. Now this AB line is actually the indicates the phase equilibrium line when phenol is added to the water system, and this CB line phase equilibrium line when water is added to the phenol system, and these two lines are meet together at a point at B. Let assume this is a point B, then these two curves meet at the point B. Now taking the x1 fraction of the phenol is added to the water system at 40 degrees Celsius temperature. Now this portion, this is the area under the curve. This portion is actually the portion for the heterogeneous solution, this portion for the heterogeneous solution, but this portion is the homogeneous solution. So at the point L1, the left part of the point L1 is the homogeneous solution and the right part of the L1 is the heterogeneous solution. So L1 is a connecting point, you can say that L1 is the connecting point, or L1 is the bridge between the forming the homogeneous solution to the heterogeneous solution. And when you are keep adding the phenol in the water system, and it will go up to that. Assume this point is L2. Now at L2 point, after the L2 point, again the keep increasing the adding of the phenol in the water system, forming the homogeneous solution. So actually this portion is the portion for the heterogeneous solution, but this portion is the for the homogeneous solution. So by keeping constant the temperature and pressure of the system, you can change the phase of the system. You can change the phase of the system. You are going from homogeneous to heterogeneous solution and then heterogeneous to homogeneous solution. So this L1 and this L2 point is actually the transition point between the homogeneous to heterogeneous and heterogeneous to homogeneous solution. So phenol water system is showing this type of nature, that is it can form both homogeneous and heterogeneous solution depending upon the temperature and composition of the system. This the nature of the solution, whether it will be homogeneous or whether it will be heterogeneous, it will completely dependent upon the composition and temperature of the system. And from the phase diagram you can clearly say that what is that composition and what is the temperature range where the system can sustain their heterogeneous heterogeneous phase character, and where it will form the homogeneous solution. Now there is an interesting part for this type of solution, and this is that the point B where these two curves are meeting together, this point B. And actually for the phenol water system, at the point B the temperature is actually the 66 degrees temperature, and the composition is actually the 33% phenol. So at the 33% phenol plus 67% water, this is the composition at point B. This is the composition, and the temperature is the 66 degrees Celsius temperature. Now what is the importance of this point B? Actually this point B is known as the CST, that is critical solution temperature, or you can say that it is upper critical solution temperature, because beyond this temperature range, in all proportion, if you phenol and water system is a homogeneous system. Beyond the CST, if you are changing the composition of the system, you can't get the heterogeneous solution. There you can get only the homogeneous solution. And phenol water system showing the upper critical solution temperature, and some other system they are showing also the lower critical solution temperature. Actually this is a heterogeneous solution, heterogeneous phase, and this is a homogeneous phase, and you can see that this is the coexistence line of the heterogeneous and homogeneous phase, and this is also the coexisting line of the heterogeneous and homogeneous phase. Here two phase can stay in the equilibrium. Okay, now what is the degree of freedom? Now for one component system, we know that the F is equal to, that is degree of freedom is equal to C minus P plus 2. But where plus 2 was because there are two variables, which is temperature and pressure. But here the variable is only temperature, pressure is kept constant, temperature is variable. That's why for the two component system it will be plus 1, because the one variable is kept constant. That's why the F is reduced by 1 unit. Now for two component system, C is equal to 2, then C F is equal to 2 minus P plus 1, that is equal to 3 minus P. F is equal to 3 minus P. So what is the degree of freedom of different portion? So for the heterogeneous region, what is the number of phase? The number of phase is equal to 2, hence the F is equal to 3 minus 2, that is equal to 1. And this homogeneous portion, what is the degree of freedom? That is 3 minus 1, that is phase is equal to 1. That's why this is homogeneous solution, and this is F is equal to 2. So at a heterogeneous position the F is equal to 2, and at for homogeneous position F is equal to 2, and for heterogeneous position the F is equal to 1. And here B is actually acting as the triple point. B is actually acting as a triple point because there nothing is variable here. Here temperature is 66 degrees Celsius and the percentage of phenol is 33% of phenol. So here actually this is non-variant point, and that's why F is equal to here 0. There is no degree of freedom by changing which you can change the point B. You can't change the point B. This is non-variant point. That's why that is degree of freedom is 0. This is bivariant place where the homogeneous phase can exist, and for heterogeneous phase this is univariant space. Now, another interesting thing is that from the very beginning of this video I am telling that this left portion is the phenol water rich portion and this right portion is the phenol rich portion. So actually what is the importance of this line is that I am saying that this is actually the line which is the coexistence line of the homogeneous and heterogeneous phase. So here is the homogeneous solution. If we are taking water as A, and phenol as B, then this is actually the A rich portion and this is actually the B rich portion. So when you are adding B in A, then you can say that the solution is B. The solution is B in A, and in that case when you are adding water in the phenol system, then you can say that A in B. So these two solutions are actually the conjugate solution. Now this is actually the heterogeneous phase and this all portion is the homogeneous phase. Now for this discussion I will consider only the heterogeneous phase. So now L1 is actually indicates the composition which is the composition for solution B in A, and L2 is the composition for solution A in B. Now suppose you are taking at point O and you have to tell what is the proportion of the composition at L1 and composition at L2 at point O. Now you can easily say that it from the lever rule. This is the length of OL2 and this is the length of OL1. So what is the composition of L1 and what is the composition of L2 at point O? That is what portion of the L1 is at point O and what portion of L2 is in at point O. L2 OL2 by OL1. So this from this lever rule you can say that what is the composition of B in A at point O and what is the proportion of the A in B at point O. So you can say that from this phase diagram also. So that's all about the two component phase diagram. Thank you for watching. See you again in my next video.